This video involves me trying to get a hospital appointment booking password off of a rude receptionist who wouldn't give it to me, lied to me and told me they don't keep passwords on the system, then rudely hung up on me as I was trying to convince her to look on the system, all because she couldn't be bothered to press some buttons on the computer. Here's the background info before I start. Some time ago, my doctor's surgery referred me to the hospital relating to a head injury. When you get hospital referrals from the GP, you get an appointment sheet with a password on it, which you need to provide when booking your appointment through the NHS Choose and Book system. Since the appointment date available coincided with my basic training, the Choose and Book receptionist had told me my appointment will remain available and my GP will have my password on file. When I was ready to make the appointment, I called my GP surgery and asked for the password. A young lady who was new there was very helpful. She asked me for my name, checked the system and told me she could see my appointment sheet and asked me if I wanted a reprint, which I did and I collected. Between then and a couple of weeks later, I had annoyingly lost the appointment sheet and tore my whole flat apart trying to look for it. But it was really nowhere to be seen, so I thought it shouldn't be too much of a problem if I get it one last time from the surgery and make sure that when I get it this time, I'll staple it to my head. When calling this time, however, it was not the polite young girl who was new that I spoke to before. It was an older woman whose voice I recognised straight away, who I know has been notoriously rude to people in the past and begrudges answering the phone at all. So anyway, I began to explain everything and how I needed the password to book my appointment, but before I could finish, she cut me off and said,
"Well, it doesn't work like that. If you don't turn up for your appointment, you have to go through the whole process again."
Now, obviously I hadn't failed to attend any appointment. She instantly assumed that and she just wouldn't listen to me when I tried to explain it's still valid. But she started to become annoyed and impatient very quickly and kept repeating,
"We don't keep passwords, the password is expired and you have to make a new appointment with us here and go through the whole system again."
She also added that she's not responsible for the mistakes the Choose and Book receptionist has made by telling me that my password is still accessible when apparently it's not. Now, I'd like to point out at this stage that she has not even attempted to look me up on the system, nor even bothered to ask for my name. She told me that the new appointment system, which is the booking system that deals with appointments at the hospital, doesn't keep passwords. With this in mind, I responded by saying, "Well, actually it was only a couple of weeks ago, a member of staff at your surgery had given me the appointment sheet with the old password still attached. So you saying this new system has emerged within the last couple of weeks?" She then dismissed this by saying her colleague probably didn't look at the dates to see if it had expired. At this point, I couldn't help but think this woman was obviously just being lazy. She was just palming me off to save her merely opening a file on the computer, which essentially means her doing her job. When I had explained that the woman I'd previously spoke to knew of the date and knew of the fact the hospital had told me the appointment doesn't expire, she then cut me off and said,
"Well, we're going round in circles now and I'm going to hang up the phone in a minute."
And before I could finish my sentence telling her that she's not listening to me, she interrupted with a sarcastic but very firm
"Bye."
and a sharp clang rang through the earpiece as the sound of the phone slamming to its receiver pierced my ears. I was absolutely fuming, as you can imagine. Now I had no choice but to personally go down there and try to get that password, which I knew was on the system. Kind of professional conduct from her now. Let's lower the phone. Now, I wonder if you can help me. I just wanted to get your name and the name of your superior as well.
Okay, my name's Eve.
Sorry, what's your second name?
No, you don't need my second name.
Well, there could be many Eves working here.
No, there isn't. There's only one.
So you're not going to give me your second name?
No.
Okay, so your name is Eve?
Yes.
E-V-E?
Yes.
Who's your superior?
My superior is Ruba. R-U-B-A. What's the matter? Is it because I couldn't...
I spoke to you on the phone
I
recently.
know, I was answering your
And
question.
you was extremely rude.
No, you was extremely rude.
Can you explain to me how I was rude?
Because you was not listening to what I was saying.
So by
You
me
was
not listening
saying
to you, that's
me
rude.
that I didn't know what I was talking about.
That's not what I said.
You was making it sound like you didn't know what I didn't know what I was talking about. I was putting our side to it. When you get a choosing book, there is a lifespan. The lifespan is 3 weeks, alright, to use the password. After that, it dies. Alright? So when you want to go back on and be choosing books again, to be able to book an appointment, you need to come and see the doctor.
Okay, you've already explained this to me though, so you haven't got to go through it all again.
But what the hospital have said to you is not down to me or anything to do with me.
Okay, so I haven't come down here to listen to you because I've done plenty of that on my phone.
Okay.
I've actually come down here to tell you, I think you're extremely rude to me. You didn't actually let me finish what I was saying. Just like you're doing now, you're interrupting me, okay? You're supposed to show a little bit of respect and compassion to people you talk to on the phone.
Can you help me out?
What, you need help now? So you was rude to me on the phone and now you're asking for your colleagues to help
I'm not
you.
rude.
You was extremely rude,
How am I
extremely rude.
Because I said to you.
You hung up on me, you wouldn't let me finish what I was saying.
Go
Let me
round
just,
in circles.
I'm just gonna try and explain the situation, okay? Some time ago, I booked an ENT appointment, okay? I couldn't make the appointment because I was going into basic training with the army, okay? I spoke to the ENT, they said, it's absolutely fine. As long as you've got your appointment, your NHS number and your password, call us back up at any time and you can come and have your appointment. Now, I spoke to you a minute ago and you told me that the password had expired, there's no way I could get the password, and I said, well, that's funny because only a few weeks ago, one of your colleagues gave me that password from here. I didn't call them up. You didn't listen to me. You didn't let me explain that.
What do you want?
Listen, I'm trying to talk.
Do you want to work the password
You
or the
assumed the password didn't work. Do you understand where I'm going with this? You assumed. Can I just finish what I'm saying? You assumed the password did not work. I did not get a chance to call them up and use the password because I had misplaced it. If you'd let me finish, you would know that. Okay? So I didn't get a chance to use the password. I just phoned the new appointment centre up and I spoke to a polite, lovely woman called Penny who was able to help me, and she said, providing I can get the password and the NHS reference number, my appointment is still outstanding. It is still there available for me to book. I need my password from you. I need the NHS number from you. I got it from one of your colleagues recently. You've not even bothered going into the computer to check because you are rude and you could not be bothered. No, because you don't care what my name is because you're rude. You don't care what my name is. You don't care what my problem is. My problem is for a fractured skull. I need an appointment. Your attitude is go through the whole system again, book an appointment and do it again. You don't care what's happened. You don't care what my name is. You don't care what my problem is.
Can I just say something here, from my point of view?
Yeah, go on.
Right. You're complaining she's not listening to you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Which, fair enough. I'm not going to argue that. I wasn't there
Okay.
to argue that point. You're also standing there not listening. So you're both being as bad as each other here.
The point is, I've listened to her on the phone. I didn't even get a chance to
point
speak.
Is,
I haven't come down here to listen to her. I've come down here to tell her my situation, so it's time for her to actually listen to me for once. Okay, I did the listening on the phone. She rudely hung up, didn't let me finish my sentence. Now, I'm not going to be interrupted and I'm going to finish what I'm saying and I'm going to put my point across so that you understand what I'm saying, and that is that you have my password, you have the NHS number, you're more than welcome to call because you didn't even bother asking, you didn't even look at the computer.
Tell me your name.
Because you
started off by saying,
first
my name is so-and-so.
First of all, okay, when I spoke to Penny, I didn't even tell her my name. She asked me. Do you know why? Because she wanted to check the computer and find out what my situation was. You didn't. You didn't care. Your answer straight away was, sorry. Really? I went in firing straight away with that. That is, really?
Yes.
I've actually got the call recorded. I actually recorded the call.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't actually go in firing straight away. That's not what I did. So that's a complete lie.
You did?
That's a complete lie.
Do you record all calls?
I was polite. I was absolutely polite. Why would
How dare you record without telling me?
Listen,
That is
all
not
I need
That
is...
is not allowed by law.
Okay, well, I didn't record the call, okay?
That
I didn't record the call, right? But I was not. But listen, listen. All I need is the password. That's all I need. The password.
Right. I understand what she's saying because the passwords do run out.
But it hasn't run out.
But
It's still on the system. How do you know? She hasn't even looked on the system.
If you give me your name, I will look.
That would be brilliant. I really appreciate that. My name is Tony Tiller. Thank you.
Oh, hello, Tony.
Hello. See, it wasn't hard, was it?
After
It's
all
not
the
my
help
job
we've
to ask.
given you,
It's not my
all
job to
throughout,
give you my
then
name.
you
It's
come
your
back.
job to be
What has
polite
happened to you
and
to
actually
make
ask
you
for my
such
name.
an argumentative person?
Wow, what?
You used to be very nice.
You don't even know me.
I do know you.
You don't know me.
I do know you.
You've always been rude, and I've always been very polite and tolerated
There
it.
we
But
go.
unfortunately, this time I thought, you know what?
I've never been rude.
When you
to
hang up on me, when you've not
when
actually
you
even
come down
asked
here
for,
and said that
asked
you
for
have
this,
been beaten up on a
thoughts.
boat.
This is precisely. It wasn't on a boat. This was precisely what this is about. My head
Will
injury.
you be quiet now, please?
Right, so you're going to continue being rude.
I'm not being rude. I'm trying to do my job.
Okay.
If you be quiet.
That would be great if you could do your job.
Thank you. Now go and sit down and I will have a look.
I'm happy to stand here, thank you.
Don't stare at me. Leave me to do my work.
I'm just
okay?
going to stand here, okay? Just going to stand here.
Thank you for asking. Thank you.
Hey, why has this got my name on it? I don't like it when I get letters in
And
the
I
post.
smile while you think you've won something.
The funny thing is, you're now on the computer doing what you should have done when I spoke to you.
No,
And now?
excuse me, how could I have done that when I didn't know who you were?
Did you ask me my name?
I'm sorry. I can't cope with this.
Maybe you should find a new job. Definitely not a people person. Am I coming across as rude?
Absolutely not.
Was I rude on the phone?
No.
Definitely not. No, she's in there mocking me. See, this is the sort of treatment you get. When you make a complaint about someone's rude behaviour, you get everything flipped around. It's then you that's the rude person. You're the one that's that. You're argumentative. Oh, how dare you argue your complaint? So argumentative of you. Be a passive, good little boy and deal with the rudeness.
So I take it you ring this number again, I'm assuming, because I don't do the choosing books, I ain't got a clue.
Excellent.
Yeah? And I believe that's your new one.
That's the old one actually, because I
That's
recognise
still
it.
the old one.
That's the old one. I recognise that. I
Is
knew,
that the
I,
only one that's on the
I
system?
knew it was petrol something. I can't remember the second word.
Try it.
Your password stays with you for life.
Oh,
Right.
does it? Oh, that doesn't change.
So it doesn't expire.
That password doesn't expire.
This
no.
was the password I was looking for.
No, but there is.
Oh, is it something
There's
different?
a UBRN number.
I've already
Oh,
got that.
so
And
I've already got
that
that.
might have changed.
I've already got that. She gave me that
But
on the phone
they
anyway.
expire. What is it that it don't expire, doesn't it?
But this was the password. This was the password I was asking for. I don't need the UBRN
But I don't
number.
know your password. The password on that referral, from our point of view,
Mhm.
normally expires in 3
That's
weeks.
the petrol form.
But that is your
Oh,
password.
2 weeks.
They get a reminder, they get 2 reminders from the company, they go and contact them, like 2 weeks, the first one, then they get a second reminder, as
Right.
far as I'm aware,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
no,
they get
I
this
don't
job.
know.
Yeah, see, I did contact them, so that the password would have still stood, and I knew it would still stand anyway because I got the password off of a colleague of yours, a young lady that had just started. Very, very helpful girl. She got the password straight away, no problem. All she had to do was go on the computer instead of just assuming or just telling me.
So you say
the
you've
password
got an
expired.
R.
Yeah, because
What's the number
after
again?
the phone call that I had called the new appointment centre because the lady there had told me that the password had expired and it's just not the way it works now. With
Oh, would you be that number? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, 7723205.
Did you hear what Amanda said?
What's
Oh,
that?
Amanda
It's
does.
the UBRN number that expires, like I said.
Right.
Each time you
But I
get.
wasn't after the
Oh, so she
UBRN
already
number.
got, but she's
I already had
given
it.
you
I
that
already
number.
had it. That's not what I was after. I was after the petrol full number. That's what you need to book an appointment. The
That
U-
doesn't change.
Right. Well, doesn't matter if it changes. I didn't know what it was. That's what I was trying to get.
the UBRN number that changes.
Oh, which she'd already given you the
Yeah,
new
but
one
I had
on
that.
the
That's
phone
not what I
anyway.
needed. I needed the password, which was a word password to book the appointment.
Oh, well, that's what that one is.
So this is all I was after.
Well, you still might have left that.
Brilliant. Got it in the end, didn't we? I kind of shot myself in the foot there by telling her I recorded a phone call. That was dumb. I don't know why I said that. I didn't record the phone call. But she was extremely rude to me on the phone. I was polite, wasn't I? Just asking a normal question. Is there any way I can get my password? She didn't even bother looking on the computer. She straight away jumped to, no, it doesn't work like that. And I'll tell you why. Because she's lazy, she's rude. Every time you talk to that woman on the phone, she gives you the same short one-word answer. She never wants to go on the system. She never wants to do anything. She's got no time and patience for anyone. She's worked there too long. That's the problem. New woman comes along. I have exactly the same conversation, exactly the same question. And she gets me the password straight away. No problems at all. So, what I can say to that really is I got the password in the end, and I will be trying to put in a complaint for her rudeness. And that's pretty much it. Okay. Another thing I just remembered as well is I like the way she tried to make out that I was the one that got confused about the password. Because as she did that, she tried to say, oh, the UBRN number is what expires. This password never, that stays the same. So what's your fucking point? What difference does that make? What's that sort of, almost like a red herring, isn't it? She's trying to diverge from the fact that, well, the original password was the one that I'd asked from the receptionist. It's the one that I'd asked her for on the phone. She must have known that was the password I was trying to get, and she sort of tried to make out it was about the UBRN number, but I had the fucking UBRN number on a fucking piece of paper. I don't need that shit. So this is gore surgery. I'd advise anyone who's thinking about going there to just not go there. I'm probably going to be leaving there, to be honest. I've had enough of their bullshit. Mainly that woman, she's just horrible and rude, and they're not helpful, and yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. Sorry, one more thing I just remembered, which is fucking hilarious. Did you remember the bit where she said to me, what happened to you, Tony? You used to be cool, man. What? Do you know me? You're trying to make out that you know me. You didn't even know my fucking name when I walked in there. You had to ask me for my name. So just more deceitfulness. Trying to make out, you know, I love the way she sort of turned the table and tried to make out that, you know, I'm being irrational, I'm being unreasonable, I'm flying off the handle. Apparently I used to be a really nice person, but no, actually you've always been a bitch, and I've always tolerated your shit. Okay, and it just so happens from this particular day, I thought, what the fuck is this? This is just hung up on me in mid-sentence. And I had to go down there, to leave my house, to go down there to explain to you what you should have shut up and listened to on the phone. Okay, and that is that I need a password that your colleague gave me recently, and a password that's on your system, and you seem to think it's expired. Oh, and lo and fucking behold, out comes the password. More bullshit. You don't know me, you didn't know my name, so cut the bullshit. That's it now.